Alright, I'm going to see if I can show you the problem I'm experiencing, and maybe someone out there has some help that they can offer. Um, so I have this is kind of my setup, and what I'm particularly looking at is this checkbox that says apply physical camera exposure, and in runtime when the game is running. My long-term goal is to have an end display node running this. So that's what I'm working towards. So let me show you what happens. Is this setting? It's for whatever reason it gets checked, and it's kind of out of my control when it does, and I'm not sure what's causing it to be checked. This apply physical camera exposure here, so I can check it, but for whatever reason sometimes it gets not that sometimes it consistently gets unchecked once I go into game mode. So let me show you what happens. I'll go into game mode, and I gotta go find that camera here in the outliner. So there's the camera. I'll pull it up in the outliner. And so it says apply physical camera exposure. Notice it's checked. So let me go ahead and just boost the exposure up. So you can see the exposure's going up 12.7, 12.9. You can see it's adjusting over here as well as up here in the viewport. But notice it unchecked apply physical camera exposure, which isn't necessarily a problem because that means I can kind of set my exposure where I want it, and then I could just hit a button that would say apply it, and it would apply it. You can see it applies it fine. And then if I say, okay, that's too bright, I want to go down, so maybe we'll go down to like 7, which should be dark, I don't know. And so we'll go down to 7 or so. And notice it unchecked again. But if I just check it, then it applies it to the camera. So I don't necessarily need it to apply the exposure continually. And so what I really need to be able to do is to be able to check this box in a blueprint. And I have a blueprint set up to check it, and I'll push the button that activates that. But let me show you what it does. When I hit that button, notice it only does it to this part of the thing. It doesn't change it over here. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. So I'll bump it up to like 10 again. And notice if I hit this apply, it toggles them in some sort of weird way, but they don't, like, it doesn't work. But if I could just figure out how to check that, and it, well, let's see. That's weird. I don't know how my exposure compensation got checked. Maybe I accidentally did that. I'm not sure. But let's get the exposure up to about 10. And I have a MIDI controller that's controlling this, which is why you're not seeing that. But if I hit it, notice it comes back up to 10 like that. And then I can change the exposure down a little bit and hit it, and it goes where it's supposed to be. So I really just need some way to essentially do what clicking this does, but in a blueprint. If anybody has any idea how I might be able to do that, I would appreciate it. So let me know if you have any suggestions on how I might be able to do that. Thanks.